Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be doing something different. On this channel we basically use Marvelous Designer for our clothes designs, but I'd like to take you through another clothes design software which I've been trying so hard to get hands on this for a while. So VStitcher is basically available to clothing brands, but I came across their indie version which is made available to independent fashion designers, and the cloud license to this version is only available for 1 month. So I decided to utilize this 1 month and give a walkthrough, take you through what this is about in case you're interested or you have a clothing brand that wants to register and get this subscription. At the end of this walkthrough, we'll design a simple garment to crown our efforts. So enough talk, let's just dive into the interface already. So if you open VStitcher for the very first time, this is what you're going to see. Maybe not this avatar, but I had to change the avatar while I was going through the application. But then if you open it for the first time, this is what you're going to see. So first of all, let's open an app I downloaded from their cloud. So since we don't have our design ready, so I downloaded this mini dress from their cloud, and we'll use it for this whole training till we get to the point that we design our own dress. So here at the left hand side, you're going to find the resource tab. So under the resource tab, we have other sub tabs. We have the 2D, where you find all the pattern pieces that make up your 2D window. We have the material, and under the material, there are other 2 sub tabs where you have the garments. Now in the garments, you're going to find every attribute that your cloth has, everything that you have designed with your cloth, the seams, the artwork, the trim, zipper, button, whatever it is, you're going to find it here in the garment section. Now here in the library section, you're going to find all the libraries like fabric materials, everything that you need to design a clothes that you already have in VStitcher. Yeah, so we'll move on to the 3D. Now 3D has the avatars, like different kinds of avatar that you find in VStitcher. You'll find it here. And still under the avatar, you can add new avatars if you have. You click the plus to add avatar and you click minus. Once an avatar is selected, you click minus, it goes out of VStitcher. So you want to bring it back in. So you can also filter the avatar if you want. So here is everything you need about avatar, importing and deleting as well. So still under the 3D, there's another sub tab called Snapshot. Now this Snapshot, we'll discuss it later in the future in another video, but then let me give you a rundown. So once you change the pose of an avatar, it automatically gets updated in Snapshot, and you can actually toggle back through the snapshot to go back to the previous posts. So here in closets, you just have all the accessories, the shoes, and if you have more accessories, you can bring them in if you want. Now here in parameters, you're going to find all the stitches or whatever attributes that make up your garment. Now if I select this one, you find out that it highlights a sewing. If you select another one, it also highlights it. So all the stitches that you have made during the course of your design is going to be in this parameter. Now this is a 2D window, obviously, where you have all your 2D patterns, and this is a 3D window where you have your 3D patterns. And then we move on to this other one, which is the context tab. Now here in context tab, it changes according to the parameters where you are. Like if I'm in 2D and I select this, it changes automatically. If I'm in 3D or if I'm in material, I select something else, it actually changes according to whatever I select. So this is a context tab which changes according to whatever sub tab you have. So now at this top, we have the main menu where you have the file, edit, view to 3D environment, garment, plugin, help. So this is where everything you see here happens. Any window you can't find, you can go into the main menu to bring it back, toggle it on and off. Now under here, you have another main menu, and this is not actually the main menu, but then it's a menu that drives the whole actions that go on in VStitcher. Now here we have the home and the colorway. Now colorway is where you can select different colors, like attribute several colors, and you can move from one color to the other without having to entirely delete one color. Like instance, if I am in red, if I select this red and I want to attribute this red, instead of actually changing it, like deleting this red entirely, I can actually add another colorway. So instead of actually deleting this and not having to come back to it, I can have other subcolors. We'll come back to this in later video, but then you can toggle back and go back to home. So this is, you can see that the clothes now has a red color. So the next one is the open, where you can see all the files that you have opened with the VStitcher. So you can actually toggle to select whatever file you want. The next one is the save button, and the next one is undo. Now this clock one shows the history. Now before you undo or redo anything, you have to go through the history to see whatever it is that you've already done, and you move through the history before you think of maybe undoing or redoing anything you want to do. Now this is the redo, obviously. Now this camera button is the render. Now if you go down, you see render, create tech pack, or you can print the file. So this is where you do your render in case you finished your file and you want to render eventually. So this is where you do it. Now when you register with the VStitcher, they also create a store, an online store for you. Now when you click this button, it automatically takes your design directly to the online store. Now these other ones are the action buttons. This is select, and these action buttons, they change according to whatever tab you're in. If I'm in texture, the cursor changes. If I'm in stitches, the cursor changes. If I'm in assign, the cursor changes. So it is beautiful, like unlike other cloth design applications that I've used over the years. This one actually is nice that you see that the cursor changes according to whatever action you have selected. So when you click on all these action points, the sub tabs also changes. So here when you select, you find edit point, you can select internal lines or pieces, whichever way you want. Gizmo, snap to, point, edge, grid. So all these ones we'll discuss in later video. But so under select, we have snap to. So when you select snap to point and you move this piece close to another point, it automatically snaps to that point. And when you select edge and you move it close to an edge, it automatically snaps to an edge. So same thing happens when you select grid, guidelines, and so on. So we'll move on to texture. Now texture, you can see texture according to the internal lines or the pieces. You can also select this texture according to outside, inside. Now this outside, inside is just like the flip of the cloth. When you say you want to see the inside of the cloth, you can change the texture of the inner part of the cloth, and you can also change the texture of the outer part of the cloth. So you can see the window flips according to whether it's inside or outside. Now we'll move on to stitches. This is where you see all the stitches that you have, and you can also do your stitches here as well. So assign basically is where you assign fabric to your clothes. You can, whether it's the front or the back, dependent on you. So moving on, we have insert. We'll discuss this in later video. We have the pen, we have the annotate, we have the arrange. Now in this arrange, you actually see how the clothes will fit on your avatar. You can see the clothes are actually arranged to the point where this garment will be fitting on your avatar. So we'll move on to prepare. Now if we click prepare is just like saying reset 3D arrangement in Marvelous Designer. So it resets the 3D arrangement, and once we press dress, it automatically simulates the cloth. Now the beautiful thing about this application, the simulation basically, according to what I can see, is basically for the pose, because the cloth actually simulates so fast, and then the rest of the simulation happens while you wait for the pose to take form. And another thing is you can finish simulation. If you're okay with the simulation you have, you can finish it. That's stopping the simulation. And you can as well undress the avatar, that is taking out the entire cloth on the avatar. Then you click prepare, it goes back to reset 3D simulation, and then you dress it just like that. That's how it goes. Now styling basically is where you can, okay, after simulation you can decide to pinch the clothes, like just to add some form of style to it. You can pinch it, you can brush it. That's basically what happens. So we'll see how all this functions within the course of the tutorial. So basically that's how things work. That's the interface generally, and within the time that we'll be working through, we're going to discuss more in details on how all these works. So in the next video, we'll talk about how to navigate through your file and during your work process, and how to save your project. So see you in the next video.